Knights of Honor welcomes you, sire. Welcome to the Knights of Honor tutorial. This game is a real-time empire-conquering simulation. We recommend that you go through all of the tutorial pages in order to understand the game and fully enjoy its rich gameplay. Read the instructions in this tutorial window carefully. Welcome to the Knights of Honor. Read the instructions in this tutorial window carefully. To select another tutorial topic, you can click on the question mark button. To exit the tutorial, click on the Quit button. When you exit, your progress will be stored in your profile, so you can continue later. In Knights of Honor, you are the guiding spirit of a medieval kingdom in Europe. For the purpose of this tutorial, you're in charge of the virtual throne of the Kingdom of Ireland. In Knights of Honor, Europe is divided into provinces. Each province contains a town, and the kingdom that owns the town owns the entire province. In this case, below the arrow is the town in the only province that you currently possess, the town of Ulster in the province of Ulster. You may notice that sometimes the name of the town is the same as the name of the province, but in most cases they will differ. Besides a town, the provinces contain smaller settlements, the rural areas. There are several types of rural areas, each supplying the town with different resources. Notice that one of the rural areas is located at the coast and is called a coastal village. Also on the map you can see rivers, forests, mountains. You have a distant, zoomed-out view of the world at the bottom right of the screen, called the mini-map. It has different zoom levels and two modes, political and strategic. You can switch modes by clicking on the buttons above the minimap. The flag on the town is your kingdom's flag, the Irish flag. This indicates that you own it. You can see what happens in that province because you own it. Keep in mind that sometimes the distance between your towns can be greater than the size of the screen. To locate them, you can scroll the map by moving the mouse pointer towards the edges of the screen. Eventually, when your empire becomes much larger, there are more convenient ways to navigate available to you. You can see the borders of your kingdom at the edge of the province. Beyond the borders are the territories of other kingdoms. You may notice that the foreign territories are slightly darker. This indicates that you can't see what is happening there. For example, there could be an enemy army camped there, but you won't be able to see it. However, in some cases, you will be able to see into foreign territories. For example, you could have a spy there. You could be allied with the kingdom, or the kingdom could be your vassal. A royal family rules your kingdom of Ireland. This is the portrait of your current ruler of Ireland. You may notice that he has the title of Earl. This was the standard title for a ruler in Ireland in the early medieval period. You can also see that he is very young. Beside him you can see his wife's portrait, the Queen of Ireland. Your ruler has different talents in different areas. The more stars a talent has, the better it is, and this means that greater achievements are possible. Your royal family has currently one princess. Here is her portrait. This is where you can see if she is married, and to whom. Your royal family also has two princes. The upper one is the firstborn. Unless you have different plans, the firstborn son will inherit the throne when his father passes away. To give the right to inherit the throne to the other son, now close the royal dynasty by clicking on the Close button at the bottom of the window. Your royal family has the power to rule over Ireland, and here you can see how powerful they really are. It is in the middle of the scale. This is the default average position, and means each time you do something dishonorable, such as breaking an alliance, starting an unprovoked war, or just making a decision that is embarrassing for the population, the kingdom power will drop. After some time, though, it will slowly return to its default average position without your intervention. To improve your kingdom power above average, you have to invest gold and piety. Now click on the button to improve it one step. Please notice that lower kingdom power means your kingdom also has lower wealth and an increased risk of rebellion. Higher kingdom power will reduce the risk of rebellion as well as increase your wealth dramatically. In this area, you can see how wealthy your kingdom is. The numbers here show your current levels of gold, books, and piety in your kingdom treasury. This number shows the amount of gold. At the left of the window, you see from which sources your gold is coming. You can move your mouse pointer over a position, and an explanation will appear. At the right of the window, you can see what you are spending gold on. You can move your mouse pointer over each position, and an explanation will appear. The difference between your income and expenses creates your total balance. It is added to your treasury. When negative, notice the row in the expenses called inflation. It is very important that you understand how inflation works. Usually, there is no inflation in your kingdom. But when you hoard lots of gold for a long time without spending it, inflation will begin to rise. As long as inflation is at 0%, there is no problem. But when it begins to rise, you will start losing gold. Initially, losses are less than the income. But the closer inflation gets to 100%, the smaller your total balance will be. To deal with inflation, you can do two things: spend the gold in your coffers or increase your income. There are 3 tax levels you can inflict on your subjects. If you set taxes at no taxes, you will not get gold from the population, but they will be much happier. You should aim at collecting taxes on the normal level whenever possible. Double tax can produce a lot of extra money, but at the price of an increased risk of rebellion. This is a special tax called war tax. You can collect this tax when you are currently at war with someone. You will gain gold instantly, but the population may decide to revolt instantly as well. To exit from this window, click on the Close button. This number shows the total amount of books that have been written in your kingdom. Now let's see how the economy in it. Besides the global resources in the kingdom treasury, there are also resources that are local for the town. After you have selected a town, you can see them here. When you have collected some gold, you can begin building structures to enhance your town. You can select an empty slot. Maybe you are not in the mood. Build the training grounds. You can see the workers building your training grounds. When this bar fills up, you will have your first military building in place. From there, you can continue with more complex buildings. The royal court shows all your currently hired knights as well as the members of the royal family that you have. Currently, you have one marshal. From the submenu, you can either find him on the map if you cannot see him, or you can exile him. All the different types of knight have contextual commands connected to their abilities. You can hire knights to perform roles as marshals, clerics, merchants, spies, landlords, and builders. Let's hire a cleric. Click on the Knights button. Now select Cleric. Now you have another knight in your service. All knights require some initial investment to serve under your command and continue to require upkeep. Members of the royal family are free and they require no upkeep. At the moment, you don't have enough money to hire a merchant. Select your prince. Select Merchant. Now you have a free merchant with a small crown that denotes that he is a prince. If you assign him as a governor, he will increase your income, and eventually you will be able to add more knights to your royal court. Use the princes and the king carefully, though, for if they die, you will lose more than a free knight. You can adapt your royal court to your personal gaming style. More marshals mean more armies. Merchants mean more gold, and so on. There are 3 more knight professions that you can choose from. The landlord and builder increase food production and the number of workers in the town they are assigned. The spy is for players who prefer covert operations, and let's select one of our princes. Select the spy profession for him. Now you have a spy. In order to be useful, he has to infiltrate another kingdom. Select the spy. Select Infiltrate. Choose Leinster. There, your spy is in Leinster waiting to be hired. Every time Leinster hires a new knight, there is a chance that knight will be your spy. Explore the different options you get with the knight professions and forge your individual playing style. In this chapter, you will learn how to create and manage armies, how to fight battles, and how to improve your marshals. Now hire a marshal. Choose to hire a knight. Choose the marshal profession. Choose the town where you wish it. Now you have a leader without an army. You will have to go to the town and recruit an army for your marshal. You can recruit an army from every town. Every town can support a unique list of unit types, some of which may require special buildings as prerequisites. Select the marshal. Deploy him in the town.
Let us
by
restock
right-clicking
and
on the
rest.
town. Click the Army Recruitment button. At this point, you can only hire peasants. Select the peasant icon to build one squad of peasants. You can see that there are 3 types of unit. The first type of unit is one specific to your kingdom. The second type is one of the provinces you are in. The third type is a special unit of other kingdoms or provinces that you can build at an increased price. Build 3 more squads of peasants. After you have recruited a leader and units, you can order your army to move out. Select the town. Select the marshal. Move him out of the town by right-clicking on the open field.
On the road again.
When your army travels a lot, and especially at night, it will slowly begin to lose its morale. In order to regain lost morale and always be ready for combat, order the army to
Place
build
tents.
When your army encounters an enemy, you can order it to attack and destroy them. Select the army. Order an attack on the enemy.
For valor.
You can
Attack.
attack directly with a right-click on the target. Later in the game, you can leave your marshals to fight the battles alone. But at this stage, it is best to assume command yourself. When you fight in the open field, You will not have any terrain advantages on your side, so you can win if you outnumber the enemy. You have 3 squads and he has only 1. The best is to make a frontal assault. Select the first squad. Order the squad to attack. If you feel lost, you can always rewind and choose your target.
Off we go!
Select the sword. To gain a better tactical performance, you can change the formation of your squads. Choose. Order the squad to attack. Maybe you are not in the mood to learn. Choose your target.
On our way!
Select the second peasant squad. You can also choose the density of your formation. When the formation is, choose your target and right-click.
To victory!
You can also attack with your knight squad, as it can. Your marshal can now finish off the enemy for you. You can monitor the course of a battle in the strategic view through the strategic simulation window. Select the battle. You will have some casualties after a battle ends. To replenish your army, go to the town. Select the army. Right-click on the town to deploy the army.
Home sweet home.
Click on the swordsman in your army. Click on the refill button. Now you are ready to continue your campaign. You will now attack the enemy on his territory. You can select your armies to now invade the enemy.
Move! Everybody out!
Please wait a moment until the process has been finished. You can plunder enemy rural areas to harass. Attack the rural area.
Sack this village.
Now, after we have defeated his army and burned his rural areas, it is time to attack his lair. First, assess if the army you have is enough to capture the enemy castle. In your case, the army from the previous topic wasn't sufficient, and so you have been reinforced. Select the army.
Let none
Right-click on the
enter
town
or
to lay
leave this
siege on it.
castle.
Please wait a moment until the process has been finished. The siege will continue until the town runs out of food or until your army or the defenders die from siege attrition. You can always check on the status of the siege by selecting the besieged town. When your marshals fight, they gain experience, whether they win or lose. Of course, if they win, they add some hefty bonuses to the army and increase experience more quickly. When the experience bar is filled, the marshal will get a skill point that you can spend on some of the marshal's skills. Your marshal has done well in the previous topic and now has a skill point to spend. Now let's spend it. Select the marshal. Select an empty skill. Choose the skill. Now your marshal is a skilled leader. The more battles you win, the more skill points you earn, and eventually your marshal will become extremely strong. Introduction to the political view. Select Political View from the main interface. Here you can see all the kingdoms shaded in different colors. The dark lines are the borders of the kingdoms. You get summarized information about any kingdom by what you see is the name of the ruler and the kingdom, the traits of the ruler, the agreements that you have with it, and your relationship. There are many filters that you can use to gain different information. The filters give you kingdom information and province information. You can also check the stance of your kingdom. In other words, you can check whether you are at war with a given kingdom or have a trade agreement or an alliance. You can also see the religion of the different kingdoms. Rumors are another important source of information for you. You can see what the rumors are about the selected kingdom at all times. But chances are that you will get much more detailed information if you have sent a spy there. Now let's check out the rest of the filters that give more province-related information. This is the revolt risk map. This is the level of development and revolt risk filter. It enables you to take a quick glance at the level of development of each town as well as the active rebellions in the world. At the same time, it gives you color-coded information about the revolt risk in your kingdom per province. You can also see what land features are present in your provinces. After you have gathered information, you can contact some of the other kingdoms and begin diplomatic negotiations. You can ask for an audience virtually anywhere by clicking an object, such as a rural area, town, or army, for example, that's owned by the kingdom you want to speak to. Have a look at what your current political situation is. Check if you are at war with someone. As you can see, you are at war with Munster. This is useful information. You are also at peace with Leinster. Let's continue your diplomatic adventure. Now try to sign a peace treaty with Munster. Click on the portrait of the Munster and your kingdom have not fought a battle recently. Try to offer. Unfortunately, he has rejected your wish for peace. Maybe he wants you to pay him a tribute, which is quite preposterous considering that you've never met on the battlefield. Try to make him reconsider his foolish position. Open the political view. You learn now how to make an alliance with Leinster and ask. You are fortunate. Ireland has a perfect relationship with Leinster. Ask for an audience. Offer a trade agreement. Now offer a pact of non-aggression. Now cross your... Perfect. Now the ruler ask Leinster to attack Munster. As you have just seen, you can manipulate the game events in your favor. Diplomatic measures will work, but not all the time, just as it is in real life. As a rule of thumb, you must have good relations with a kingdom that you want to negotiate an agreement with. Another rule is that everybody likes gifts. The other, however, is up to you. When diplomatic ways are powerless, there is always an alternative, and not necessarily the good old war. A good method of ensuring that things go your way is to keep a low profile. Welcome to the world of espionage. In the section about the royal court, you learned how to hire a spy and infiltrate him into an enemy kingdom. Hire a spy. Choose the spy profession. Good. To infiltrate the royal court of Munster. You have to wait until the ruler of Munster decides to hire a new knight to his court. Each time a new knight is hired, there is a chance that our spy will be that knight. The more experienced the spy, the bigger the chance. Perfect. The ruler of Munster has hired your spy. When your spy is hired, you will notice that the little closed eye in the lower right corner changes to an active icon. In this case, it is the icon of a marshal. Say hello to the marshal from Munster, who is actually far more than he appears to be. Now open the Spy submenu. You will see that there are 4 options. You could sign a secret peace with Munster without talking to the king. You also could incite an army revolt and turn. If you want, you can just go and see your dear spy. Or you can tell him to leave his army and come home. Let's try one of the actions. Munster is your enemy. Order him to incite a revolt. Now all the armies in Munster are rebels, which should teach the ruler a lesson. Our spy has done a wonderful job, but it's time for him to come home. Order him to return to your royal court. You have now seen a typical spy operation. The secret is to infiltrate, strike a strong blow, and then quickly retreat. And nobody is any the wiser. This is the beauty of espionage. Your spies will behave in a different way depending upon the professions they are hired to perform. Enjoy exploring the hidden world of spies. The kingdom advantages are rare economic achievements that grant your kingdom unique bonuses. Open the Kingdom Advantages window. Here you can see all 10 advantages. Take a moment to browse through them and read the help text to gain a better understanding about their usefulness. You will now learn how to achieve an advantage. The small squares under each advantage are the requirements for its existence. Trade goods are in grey shaded boxes and they are produced in towns by specific structures. Exotic goods are in yellow shaded boxes and can be imported in the towns which have built an admiralty. You have to collect all goods below an advantage to achieve it. Let's follow the creation of a kingdom advantage closely. Open the Kingdom Advantages window. Look at crop rotation. It requires leather, wax, salt, and horses. Close the Kingdom Advantages window. All trade goods are produced by exploiting province features. Click on the town. Click on the town development button. You have brine deposits, pasture, and fertile soil as province features, which is perfect. First of all, you must build a tool smithy to enable all manufacturing build. Click on an empty. Click on civil. Choose tool. Good. Now you have the first requirement to begin production. To cut a long story short, you have built all the structures and collected all the trade goods needed for crop rotation. Open the Kingdom Advantages window. Look at crop rotation, and you will see that you now possess the crop rotation advantage. All your farms will produce additional food, and all the towns within your kingdom will have increased food storage capacity. You have come to the end of the tutorial. You now should have enough knowledge to forge a strong empire. But every time you feel lost, you are welcome to come back to refresh your skills. References.